Understand Mr. Peter Singer wants to say a few words to us. Yes, sir. As I understand, you're a traffic court judge?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm also a longtime member of this club, W2PWS. I wanted to take a couple minutes and talk to you about a change in the law that took effect 3 days ago. It's California Vehicle Code 23123.5. And for ham radio, it doesn't amount to good news. There are two primary laws that affect the use of cell phones in vehicles. One relates primarily to talking on your phone while you're driving your vehicle, and the other one is historically related to using your phone for other than talking on the phone. For example, for texting, things of that nature. That law just got amended, and the amendment took effect 3 days ago. Now, over the years, there have been some chipping away of that law. For example, there was a court case a number of years back where the court decided that it was legal to use your phone as a GPS while driving. So a lot of people were doing that. A lot of people were doing other things with their phone and claiming they were using the phone for GPS. But in any event, the California legislature has decided to tighten up the use of cell phones while in the vehicle. And that's turned out to be pretty bad, particularly for CB operators and ham radio operators. Because as you may know, up until this point, ham radio was excluded from those laws, and it was in effect an exception. You were allowed to use your ham radios without any problem, and you weren't affected by the two laws. The law, like I said, was rewritten, and I want to go ahead and read it to you.
Would you give that?
Yeah, it's 23123.5 of the Vehicle Code. And it says, A person shall not drive a motor vehicle while holding and operating a handheld wireless telephone, and this is where they've changed it, or an electronic wireless communications device, unless the wireless telephone or electronic wireless communications device is specifically designed and configured to allow voice-operated and hands-free operation and is used in that manner while driving. B, the section shall not apply to manufacturer-installed systems that are embedded in the vehicle. C, a handheld wireless telephone or electronic wireless communications device may be operated in a manner requiring the use of the driver's hand while the driver is operating the vehicle only if both of the following conditions are satisfied. 1, the handheld wireless telephone or electronic wireless communications device is mounted on a vehicle's windshield in the same manner as a portable GPS, I'm going to skip part of this, or is mounted on or affixed to a vehicle's dashboard or center console in a manner that does not hinder the driver's view of the road. And 2, the driver's hand is used to activate or deactivate a feature or function of the handheld wireless telephone or wireless communications device with the motion of a single swipe or tap of the driver's finger. So this is all new, and it's like I said, it's as it stands right now and as the way it's written, it's not good news for us. I attempted about a month ago to contact the legislator who drafted this new law, and I left a couple of messages. My call was never returned. So I was trying to figure out whether or not the way this affects wireless communications was an oversight, or was it intentionally done to restrict ham radio and other communication operators who use handheld microphones, or in the case of CW, CW equipment within the cars.
Is the law drafter a lawyer, and how many billable hours did he get?
I don't know the answer to any of that.
Hold on. So what you're telling me is, if I have a two-way communication device using a microphone in my vehicle, I can no longer use it? Is that what this law is saying?
Well, there's an exception.
Yeah, I want to hear that exception.
So the section does not apply to an emergency services professional using an electronic wireless communications device while operating an authorized emergency vehicle in the course and scope of his or her duties.
So these.
Extended themselves.
Yeah, and there's one more paragraph, and it says, for the purposes of this section, electronic wireless communications device includes, but is not limited to, a broadband personal communication device, a specialized mobile radio device, a handheld device or laptop computer with mobile data access, a pager or a two-way messaging device. Now, I've heard from the law enforcement community, they are intending to start writing tickets when they see anybody driving and holding a device. Now, my read of the law is a little bit different, okay? Because my read of the law is, and here's what it says, I'll read the first sentence again. Person shall not drive a motor vehicle while holding and operating a handheld wireless telephone or electronic and so forth. So the connector, the word "and" is there, which requires that both of these elements need to be present for you to be guilty of a violation of this statute. But again, what I've heard from the law enforcement community is if they see somebody holding a device, they're writing a ticket. And the reality is 80% of the people pay their ticket and they never fight it.
So what about the part that's talking about operating with one finger? As
Well,
long as the base, it sounds like it's written, said the base, if the base station's down, anchored to your center console, and all you're holding is the microphone and using it with one finger.
well, you can try that. I don't know.
Finger on where you use.
Yes.
Were they serious about a single tap, but not a double tap?
I don't know. And I think the reason why they worded it that way was I think they want to give people an opportunity to answer the phone when the phone rings. So for example, to answer the phone, you hit the talk button once or swipe across your screen. Ken?
Yeah, where do we go on the internet to find a copy of this?
All you gotta do is Google vehicle code 23123.5, and there are a number of sources that'll bring it out.
Cal.gov.
23123.5. Brett?
My hand mic is not wireless. It has a wire attached to it. I'm not operating the radio. I'm operating my hand mic. Does that make sense?
Good luck with it. So, I work in the Kearny Mesa Traffic Court.
I'll be seeing you soon.
We do a lot more there than just traffic cases, but this is kind of important to me. I'm a hand, and I think it's very unfortunate the way it's written. I think the whole idea is to stop distracted driving, and this is just another attempt at doing that. But legally, you can go to McDonald's and cut your hotcakes and sausage on your lap while you're driving. You can use your electric shaver while you're driving.
Sounds
you
like
can
a
put
high
on
school.
makeup. Now I'll let you in on another little secret that the police do when they feel that distracted driving is really dangerous. You can be going down the freeway, shaving, driving 65 miles an hour, and that's the speed limit, and there will be a cop that will give you a speeding ticket, okay? And here's how they justify it. There's a law called the Basic Speed Law, and they're allowed to give you a speeding ticket if you're driving too fast for circumstances. So now, I see a lot of cops write the ticket. If somebody's shaving, for example, they'll write on the ticket, you were driving 65 miles an hour, posted speed was 65 miles an hour, safe speed was 0. So you've now got a ticket for driving 65 miles over the speed that the cop thinks is reasonable. That's a big ticket. Now, I generally don't buy that because I think that what the legislature meant when they wrote that law, I think they were talking about forces outside the vehicle, not forces inside the vehicle. Most of my colleagues disagree with me. So just an FYI. Sir.
Does it preclude foot operated?
Probably not. That's It's probably okay.
So that's what I was
Those of
thinking.
us with automatic, we still have the left foot open that we could use to engage a push to talk.
Or Vox operation might be good too.
Especially with the headset.
Sure.
Let me ask you this question. Now, does that only ability or does that?
Yeah, so his question is, he's a member of RACES, and he's wanting to know if he falls into that exception. I don't know. I don't really know.
Only when activated by races.
Well, even when activated by RACES, it gives language about having a special emergency vehicle.
Right.
And whether or not your vehicle is deemed to be an emergency vehicle when you're activated by RACES, maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, maybe it's time just to figure out how to start using Bluetooth in our cars, you know?
Yeah, could be.
I mean, there is a reason for these laws, right? I mean, we all think all of us think we're better than average drivers, right?
Well, you know, the thing is...
I won't say that. I mean, years ago, I had a serious close call that scared the hell out of me, and I
Yeah.
don't talk on the radio anymore when I drive.
And studies have shown that when people are talking on their cell phone, the accident rate goes up, just like it does when you're driving. I mean, there is some
So rather than
legitimacy.
fight it, why don't we find a way to, you know, work with the spirit of it? Like, I mean, most of our cars now have hands-free Bluetooth. Let's find a way to use them.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can't remember how many.
I'm getting the
I-
hook here, so...
I'd like to make a comment that hopefully for hams will be humorous and cease this, because we could talk about it for the millennia and never have all the answers. So here is an event that happened to me that is of importance to all hams. I'm involved with the sheriff's department, as some of you know. But 2 months ago, I was on a trip, driving my own vehicle, happy as a clam. I hadn't noticed that I was exceeding the speed limit by 20 miles an hour. I was out in the country, going down a long hill. I saw a car coming up the hill, and as soon as I saw it, I thought black and white. And as we both passed, I saw the red and blue lights come on. He made a U-turn and pulled me over. Involvement with the sheriff department, immediate kick in. Be very courteous. Be very submissive. That's assuming you haven't been doing something that's criminal. I wasn't. Came up, rolled down the windows, I see your license and registration. I told him, yeah, officer, I'm sorry, I was coming down the hill and it was speeding, messed up. I apologize. He handed them back to me, and this was what he told me. In the years I've been a deputy, I have policemen, firemen, legislators, lawyers, businessmen, and never in my life have I written a ticket to a drunk ham operator. He saw my call sign plates. End of story. I went on my way, and I did. So, being involved with the sheriff department, I control traffic when there are accidents with a deputy standing, and you see the people driving by, talk, and the deputies don't bother. It's a waste of time. It's unenforceable. So relax. Maybe smoking or the comment about the foot switch. A lawyer will make the case that as long as you're not operating the foot switch with your right foot, you can use the foot switch. And thanks very much for what you told us. It's important.